Okay, it's time now to talk about the second part of today's lesson. And in the second part, Eric calls May. He makes a telephone call to May. And May says, "My mom is driving me to the museum." So we could also say that May's mom is giving her a ride to the museum.
That's right. And Eric wants to know if May's mom can give him a ride. Why not, huh? Well, May says, "Sorry, but if we pick you up, then we won't get to the museum before it closes at 6 p.m. So I think they live very far away from each other." So she says, "Sorry, they can't pick him up." Now, when you pick someone up, you let someone get into your car, and you take them with you somewhere, wherever you're going. Well, unfortunately, Eric can't get a ride with them. They can't pick him up, and he says, "No problem. I know which train to take downtown."
Right, so he's in a big city, and there are different trains that go to the downtown area, and he knows his directions, so he knows which train to take downtown. And May says, well, what you can do is check the train schedule online before you leave. And of course, the internet is what she's talking about here. Use your computer and use your mouse and try to find some information about the trains in this city so you know for sure how to get downtown.
Yeah, so Eric thinks that's a good idea, and he wants to know what time they should meet each other at the museum. May says, "How about 4:30? That sounds like a good time." Eric agrees and says, "See you there." So he's then online. He's using his computer and checking out the schedule to see which train he needs to catch. And he says, this is going to be easy. If I take the 4 o'clock train, I'll have plenty of time to reach the museum. Now, if you have plenty of something, it means you have more than enough, more than you need. So he thinks this is just the right train for him to take.
Right, plenty just means a lot. So, for example, I could say, wow, how much did that car cost, Stephanie?
It cost plenty of money, thank you.
A lot of money here. And again, he says he has plenty of time to reach the museum. To reach just means to get to something. It can also mean you're trying to get something that's fairly high, to reach up to the top shelf to grab the book, for example.
Yeah, if you're short, that's kind of hard, huh? Well, reach is a great word. We're making it our word power word. Let's listen to some more definitions.
Word power. Hi everyone, and welcome to Word Power. Today we're going to talk about the word reach. In today's passage, Eric says that he has enough time to reach the museum. In this case, reach is a verb that means to get to or arrive at a place. For example, it took Greg an hour to reach the theater. Or, because of the bad weather, the boat was unable to reach the island. Reach can mean to make a movement to touch something as well. For instance, Tim reached up to see if he could touch the ceiling. We can also say Peter reached across the table to pick up the salt shaker. That's it for Word Power today. Thanks for listening.
So again, he's not too worried because he can get downtown in plenty of time in order to reach the museum, to get to the museum, and he's confident, so he leaves home and then he arrives at the train station. Well, again, he looked for some information online, and he thinks that the number 90 train will go downtown.
And then he gets a little confused and says, actually, it's probably the 190. Ooh, there's a big difference. There's a big difference between 90 and 190. So I hope he's really sure which train it is, or he might get lost.
He might. So maybe he should have written that information down or something like that. We don't know. But again, we certainly hope he can reach the museum on time. Okay, everybody, that brings us to the end of our explanation. Here's our Chinese teacher.